And we're back! Alright, let's look at stuff. Alright. I think we need to look at all these plates to get the thing out of her. Base 10, yada yada. Get the knife. There's a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it. Oops, I shouldn't have chose a different dialogue option. Now we're gonna go super slow. But, I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic? Yeah. Well, I heard it was all a hoax. A hoax? I heard that the stuff that matched up with the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was the boat ran into an iceberg and sank. But the novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the incident. Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened in the Titanic. He figured he had his chance, no? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel, so that it matched the Titanic exactly. Surprised by Junpei's response, Jun seemed rather taken aback. Yoshikev, that's fair. I mean, it's not everybody, it doesn't necessarily hold up as well nowadays. Really? Really. There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff. For a moment, Jun looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. For no apparent reason, she suddenly looked up at him alarmed. But, that wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking. It wasn't? Yep. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead, both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that... Oh, never mind. The rest of this is the same. Okay, we'll keep the spoilers to a zilch, actually. So let's worry about this game. Bottle of oil. Oh, right. I'm supposed to combine those, aren't I? Not yet, at least. Okay. Oh, right. I guess I can do this first. Alright, let's look around. Dry ice. Good job finding the door on your own. Thanks, Yoshikev! Why do I have a note written down here that says play with your meat? It's right under all the numbers and stuff for the thing. Why do I have a note here that says play with your meat? Oh, right! I was supposed to examine it! That's right! I hate you all. We haven't found the meat yet. Let's find the meat. Examine the meat. It's really hard. It's frozen stiff. Say it again. It's really hard. Again. It's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong, Junpei? Your face is bright red. Nothing. I'm fine. It's that hard. You can probably use it as a hammer. Yeah, good point. Maybe we can use it to break something. Junpei, it's really hard. It's like a hammer. You can use it to crush something. Junpei, your chunk of meat. It's rock solid. We use it to crush something. That's a fantastic note. I just saw it. I was like, wait a minute. What's that doing here? Junpei, it's really hard. It's like a hammer. Nom nom. Don't eat it. We can use this to crush something. It's chicken. Might as well be a rock, though, with how hard it's frozen. Aww. She tries to eat it. Okay. Okay. I'm happy. Alright, combine you with you. No, not yet. I combine you with you. Combine you with you. And then we have bottle bondage, which is, you know, great. Alright, let's create explosions. Lotus is sleeping, of course, because why not? Alright, nothing on here. Alright, we need to find the rest of the stuff in this room. Combine you with you. No, hold on. No. Put the meat on. Alright. Oops, I need to cut the meat. Use the knife. C plus 10 plus F. What is C plus 10 plus F again? F is 15, but what's C? Oh, 10 is 16, right. Oh, that's 12, 16, and 5. 12, 16, and 5. Oh, wait. Cancel. A 3-digit number. Alright, 43. There we go. All ice is ice 9 when you're in a freezer. Remember, up the, on the D-pad switches items. Right, I forgot about that. Damn it, cat! You just knocked over my friend's wedding invitation. I'm gonna need that in a few months. Anyway, my cat's being adorable. I forgot that you can use the D-pad to do that stuff. I almost never use the D-pad, is the thing. Yeah, okay. Keypad. Alright, and we're out! The only time I'm using the D-pad is now because of stuff like holding right. Cat wants your friend to stay single. Well, they're both my friends, is the thing. So... And honestly, they've been a couple for as long as I've known them, I think. No, actually... No, yeah, they were a couple for as long as I've known them. Trying to think of when... I had a third friend who introduced them together. And I was trying to remember when that happened. Going through these rooms so fast, it's almost like you've done them before. That'd be silly. Alright, so my choice here is not 3, but it doesn't matter which other one I choose. I've gone through door 4 already, if that matters. This is us trying to figure out what the hell is up with the ship. Yeah. But I don't know if that means I can go through either one of these doors, or if I went by going through 4 earlier, I've determined that I should go through a specific door. Alright, we're gonna skip most of the search thing. Let's go to the large hospital room. Walk away without saying anything. Finish searching. 7 and 8 are both fine? Okay. I don't remember which one I'd want to go through. I don't think it really matters. It's important you choose door 6. Okay. I'm going to write that down, that we're going to door 6 eventually. Put a star next to 6. I'll go to door 7. Clover's so innocent when she's not murdering the cast. Nice to know we have 2 murderers on the boat, no? Even though one is an eventually murderer that may not actually murder everyone. Oh, right, this room. The one we started today with. Seek a way out. That is the very first thing you posted. You're not wrong. Alright, I guess I don't use this yet. Just can't stop praising the soundtrack. The soundtrack's pretty good. Alright, so first we take it out with forceps, then we use this. We get the organ key. Cat, you're gonna fall off! It's a very precarious place you've put yourself. Oh, I need the liquids. That's the exit. Go this way. Alright. Grab the liquids. Alright, what was the passcode here? Passcode was 349, I believe. There we go. And then this scene, which is what we opened up today with, The track during a snake scene was pretty cool. Why can't I skip this? Is my theory right? Like the molecules were communicating with each other, transferring information in ways that humans couldn't perceive. This phenomenon spread throughout the world, right? Junpei looked up at Seven with half a smirk. Oh no, this is because we connected... Because we did the other door. Because we did door 4. Seven stared at him dumbfounded. Yeah, that's it exactly, but how did you know? I heard another story kinda like that one. When? In the freezer? What? The freezer? Junpei told Seven a story he'd heard with June in the freezer in the kitchen. No, this is because I took... Not door 4, not the first one. Snake X6 is pretty hot. Yo, Kev! No! How one day Glycerin began to... Alright. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed a scar on his chin. Ice doesn't melt in room temperature, huh? Sounds familiar? Yeah, hold up. I feel like I remember something. It's right there. Seven squinted. His eyes stared off to space as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away. Do you... know something about Ice 9? Do you know about Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9, Ice 9. Ice, ice, ice. Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open. That's it! I remember now! The woman! She's on this boat! That woman? Alice! Who's Alice? Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature. It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath. You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right? Yeah, more than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it? Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies? I think that was RMS Carpathia, right? It was a cruise liner, just like Titanic. No, that was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the CS Mackay Bennett. The Mackay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies. The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of the water were frozen solid. This isn't a very nice story. So what happened next? Well, they say the Mackay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating in the water, things that drowned carried with them, or stuff dislodged the ship sank. One of the things they found was a coffin. A coffin? Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it had been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin. It was all wood. There were no nails or reinforcements. There were no gaps in the wood anywhere. It was airtight. We got pretty curious about it, what might be inside, and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and a hammer to open it. It was so well made. Cute, Matt. Well, inside, they found a woman. Or I guess you could say they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin was deep brown and didn't show any signs of age or decomposition. See, she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she looked just like she was sleeping. The mummy's curse. Her skin was so lifelike she looked like she might wake up any minute. She didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they'd found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the Mackay Bennett finished the search and returned to Halifax. 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to melt. They say the stink was horrible. But there was one body that didn't thaw. The girl in the coffin. That's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed and nothing happened. And a month passed and another, and it was summer and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say she was some sort of miracle. The rumors about the girl started to spread, and people came over to Halifax to visit her. After a while, people started to call her All Ice Alice. Of course, those rumors didn't last long. Why? Well, she up and disappeared. One day Alice was there, next she wasn't. They say someone snuck in to where she was keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. After a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then. That's about it. Wait, you just said that she was on this boat. Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on the ship. Why the hell would you say something like that? Because I know. Just what is it you know? What happened to Alice after she was stolen? Junpei gulped. Alright, tell me. What happened to Alice? Seven nodded slowly and took a look at the as if a man recalling something long buried. Well, around that time, the word was there was a thriving black market in New York. I mean, I'm sure there still is, but this was special. All millionaires from all over the world. Heard that Alice was up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordain, the guy with the boat, with the copy of the Titanic. Heard the name somewhere before, right? Sir Gordain. Isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic, the Titanic's sister ship? Yeah, that's him. Although I guess he hadn't done that yet. What do you mean? Gordain bought Alice in 1912, and 4 years later in 1916 he bought the Gigantic. And he had Alice somewhere on the Gigantic. But nobody knows where. He died in 1931, and apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However what? He only did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic." What the hell is that? Some kind of riddle? Your guess is as good as mine. Seven threw his hands up in defeat. So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship. Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, they heard Clover's voice from the door. Oopsies, didn't mean to do that. Actually, let's save. Yes. She did not sound pleased. Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here. Okay, we're coming. Ugh. Yeah, so, anyway, that's the story. Might be useful someday. Don't forget it. That cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he just heard. Tried to remember what June had told him earlier. That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. Story says that from some time of discovery all the way through when it got put in the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, body never melted. Lugs. 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 Timed out for 69 seconds, apparently. That's not at all what I pressed. But sure. We're very much... It's a blind playthrough. Please no spoilers. Was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Had the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way somebody like that could exist. Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed Seven in the operating room where Clover was waiting. It should be fine now, Kirby. I think he knows better. Alright, I need to go use the waters, the colored stuff. Colored liquids. Oops. Wrong buttons. Alright. Alright. Now I just need to do the red liquid again. And that gets everything else. No, Lugs, it's fine. You don't just keep in mind if you're going to talk about something that hasn't happened in the story, then don't. That's all. You'll be fine. You just gotta pay attention. Just keep in mind, I don't have like a moderator or anything that can keep me from getting spoiled. It's all me. So as long as you just, you know, self-regulate, you should be okay. I will say though, that I'm gonna be going for all the endings. So, and people in chat are helping me in a non-spoiler way to get those endings. So, oh, Matt, see you later, man. Alright, just need to swap everything but the heart. to this. And we found it. GTFO. Where do we GTFO? I forget. I think it's through here. Alright, that'll do it. Now we go back and look for Clover. What do you want to do? Oh! I can do this! Give her the 4-leaf clover. Cool. Oh yeah. He didn't know why, but suddenly Junpei remembered something he'd been given earlier. He reached into his pocket and dug it out. That's fine, Yoshikev. If he feels bad for that sort of thing, just, you know, he didn't need to. It's not a big deal. A 4-leaf clover. Santa had given to him on second class cabin. Held it out to Clover. Did you know that each leaf of the 4-leaf clover means something? Hope, faith, love, and luck. Take it. Use it as a good luck charm. Press the 4-leaf clover into her hand. Listen to me, Clover. No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's most important, and that's to have faith, and to have love. If you can remember all of those, then that'll bring you good luck. Snake, I mean your brother. He's not dead. He's alive somewhere, I'm sure of it. You've got to believe in that. Wait, would this change what happens in door 1? Huh. Interesting. Clover stared at the 4-leaf clover in her hand. I'm gonna write down the route that I took this time. I did door 4. I'm gonna write that down as June. And then I went door 7? 7, I think. Clover. It's fine, Kirby. I mean, it's the there are a lot of people who react to spoilers in many different ways. And I was kind of being a little harsh on him too. I just gotta. Sometimes it happens. He didn't say anything much, and I don't know what the second thing was. But I do need to. I messed up because I timed him out for 69 seconds. And I meant to time him out for only like 5. I still don't know the UI very well, so. That was also on me. I just meant for a purge. And people do need to realize a purge is not punishment. And it's not you did something bad. It's you goofed. That's all. So, but not everybody gets that. And they feel bad and they feel guilty. And that's fair. I mean, I'm not going to say your emotions aren't valid in that subject. You can start to see tears start to form at the corner of her eyes. Thank you. Her voice was tiny and broken as she spoke. She started to cry. She tried to hide her tears by looking at the floor, but did little good. She wiped away tears with baggy arms of her jacket, but more quickly took their place. No matter how she cried, she couldn't stop crying. She couldn't stop crying. Tears made small wet circles on the floor. Thank you. She said it again, and she looked up at Junpei and seemed to choke down the last of her grief. She did her best to smile. Junpei wiped an errant tear from her cheek with his thumb and gave the best smile he could manage. And come on. Seven's waiting for us at the exit. But still she didn't move. Wait. Before we go, there's one thing I want to ask you. What's that? What do you think when you hear the word experiment? For a moment his mind froze. Then he came back to his senses and realized the word meant nothing to him aside from the dictionary definition. What? Oh, huh. I guess it was just a coincidence then. I mean that you knew about the 4-leaf clover. Look, I'm sorry I don't mean to be a jerk, but you're making less than no sense right now. Oh, no, it's nothing. Just forget about it. Oh, don't give me that. You really think I could just drop this? What is this experiment you were talking about? Clover looked away. The 4-leaf clover was still in her hand. She stared at it for a long moment and then finally spoke. You promise you won't tell anyone? Cross my heart. Really? Really. I can trust you, right? Of course you can. Clover slipped the 4-leaf clover into her pocket. Her eyes still red from crying, she looked up at Junpei. Okay, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you what happened on the ship 9 years ago. Wait. On this ship? Yeah, this ship. He was entirely lost. He had 1,000 questions, but probably best, he thought, to save them until Clover was finished. It was an experiment. to test some sort of psychic thing. Something about communicating through the fields that you can't see. Fields that you can't see. You'd heard something like this before. Clover nodded. Like, think about this. She pointed at the operating table. On top of it was somewhat mismatched medical mannequin whose parts had been swapped with another mannequin. This is John, right? But is he really John? All Junpei could think of was she finally completely lost it. Isn't this like Locke's socks? Or the ship of Theseus? Junpei grew even more confused. He never heard of either of those things, although they sounded smart. You don't know? You haven't heard of them paradoxes? Of those paradoxes? Junpei shook his head. Clover laughed. Okay, well, pay attention then. This is how Locke's socks work. Let's say I've got a pair of socks. They're my favorite socks. One of them gets a hole in it. What would you do if that was your sock, Junpei? I don't know, maybe patch it up if I had the talent for it. Well, I guess I'd patch it up. Get some cloth and close up the hole. What if another hole opens? Add another patch, I suppose. What if another hole opens after that? Another patch, I guess? Well, let's say you just keep adding new patches, until eventually the original cloth of the sock is totally gone. Once you get to that point, can you really say they're the same socks you started with? That's tough. Junpei crossed his arms. So, that's the Locke's socks thing? Yeah, the ship of Theseus is a lot like it. So we're going with this theory. I've discussed this theory before, actually. When you talk about, I talked about it in one of my Layton games. In one of the Layton games, like when you have a broom or a ship or something, you replace enough parts. At what point is it no longer the same broom or ship? The ship one is, I didn't know the name, the ship of Theseus, but I figured that it was something like this. The ship of Theseus. If you keep fixing the damaged parts of the ship, eventually you'll end up with none of the parts it started with. Can you really say the ship is the ship of Theseus that you started with? And what if you took all the old parts from the first ship and built another one somewhere else? Then which ship is the real ship of Theseus? The one you repaired? Or the one you built with all the original parts? It was an interesting question. Clover could see Junpei was intrigued. Yeah, I mentioned it in one of the Layton streams. Hey, do you think it's the same? What's the same? These guys. Is this John, or is it Lucy now? Junpei looked at the operating table again. A mannequin full of body parts from a different body. Clover had been right. It was just like Locke's socks and the ship of Theseus. Well, Yoshkiv, I mean, the story and stuff is really good, and if you want to see someone stumble through them, you can check out my YouTube channel where I've played through the first 4 games. I can't play through any more because they're all 3DS, but yeah, and they're all blind playthroughs, so you'll be watching me experience it for the first time, and then experience it for the first time yourself if you want. Part of the body that holds a person's identity is the head. Of course, for many hundreds of years, conventional wisdom has held the man's identity resided in his heart, or any number of internal organs. John's head and heart were both his, but apart from that, a single arm, the rest of his body has once been Lucy's. Was that mannequin really John? Oh, we're just like these mannequins. She looked at Junpei again. Think about it. The cells in our body change every day. Old ones die and new ones are born. Maybe part of my arm is made of stuff from a fish I ate once. Maybe part of your right side is made of a cow you ate. But if you take it a little further, those cows and fishes are made up from something else too, right? That's how we're all connected. Through fields that can't be seen with the naked eye. This silence was broken by Seven. Hey! What the hell's taking you two so long? Seven's head appeared in the doorway. He was not happy. How long are you gonna make me wait? We don't have time to screw around. Junpei and Clover looked at each other. Clover looked at Junpei as if to say there was more she wanted to tell him. She shook her head. Whatever she had to tell him, she didn't want to tell it in front of Seven. Seven seemed to catch on. What were you two doing? Was this some sort of secret meeting? Oh, it wasn't. We were just playing with mannequins. Huh? Let's go, Junpei. Moving a little bit too fast to be entirely innocent, Clover headed towards the exit. Seven stared at her, then turned to Junpei with an amused expression. Playing with mannequins, huh? Didn't know you two were into that kind of thing, Junpei. You're a dick. Junpei dashed past him and traced Clover's path to the door. Completely out of the blue plot twist? Yoshkev, not entirely. at least in the first game, I make some pretty good observations. Later games, less so, but you can reason things out to a certain degree. They don't hide enough of it. Well, I mean, they don't hide everything. Give me a second to let my cat out. If you like my theorizing with this game, you'll like me playing the Layton games because I do similar stuff. Anyway, Clover's path to the door. With short laughs, Seven followed. They stood looking at the door. Junpei took out the Jupiter key. Alright, I'm gonna open it now. That cool? I like the Ace Attorney crossover ending. I really like the Ace Attorney crossover ending. Of course, we can't talk about it because it might be spoiler territory for other people. Alright, so I want to go through door 6. That's my next goal. Oh. Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Right, Junpei? Why isn't it letting me skip this? Oh, the solar system keys. Actually, we found one in the laboratory, too. Here, the Earth key. A still warm key with the sun symbol on it. I might lose it. It's better if you hold on to it. Wait, she didn't give me the key card. That way it won't be my fault if it gets lost. With that, she pressed it into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored. As a group, they now had 3 keys that had not been used. The Jupiter key, which had been found in the operating room. The Saturn key card, which had just been found in the kitchen. The Earth key, which Lotus had just handed Junpei. Okay, now we can skip again. I will say, Yoshkev, because let's leave it at what I'm about to say so we don't talk about stuff that might spoil other people. The Ace Attorney crossover ending is more out of the blue than all the Layton games I played. So, yeah. So if your concern is like being able to call stuff and being able to work stuff out logically, then the Ace Attorney game is not necessarily the best example of that specifically. Alright. Being locked alone with a boy. We're skipping all the dialogue, but this is too funny to not have happen. Alright, skippy, skippy, skippy! Also, you can hear me attempt to give voices to a lot more characters than this game. And get stuck on a lot of puzzles. There are some puzzles I get stuck on for quite a while, but I have a system in place. Partway through the first game, I come up with it, where I have people who help me out with puzzles. I say, first I try all the hint coins, and if I'm still lost, I let the chat help me out. So I never am stuck on a puzzle for way too long. I always have a limit. See, here's the thing. If I'm right about this route, and if I were to go to door 1, and Clover didn't start murdering people, that's mean just by one person showing her some kindness, asking her how she's feeling, giving her encouragement, and saying not to give up hope, that's all it took for her not to go kill people. That's all it took was that little ray of hope to keep her from going that route. And that's so sad. that she's on such a limit, on such an edge, on such a limit to cause that problem. That just means she's so fragile, and what has happened in her life that's made her so? Is it dependence on her brother or something more? She obviously knows about the Nonary game. Alright, now we said go through door 6. I did, Yoshkev. Thank you, though. You guys are just barely behind. Like, both those messages popped up, like, right after I clicked it. But thank you for the reminder. I wrote down a note for what I think the route I want to go next time is. I think I want to go 471, because that was so much about like what's going on with Clover and what's going on with other people, and stuff that happened in previous rooms mattered in later rooms, and I think that's huge, and I think that's important. That's the key here, is to make stuff that continues on. Yeah, that's also true. Fragile might have been the wrong word. Fragile absolutely might have been the wrong word. Alright, I don't remember exactly what to do in this room, but we'll figure it all out in no time. Alright, this is for lighting it, I think. Got the wheel. This takes us over here, where I'm going to use the wheel. Turn the wheel. Jazbo! Why? Why? It hurts! No one's speaking until Santa turned and walked away from the wench. Why can't I move forward? New! Interesting. Junpei and Ace followed him. Oh, never mind. I think I hate you all. I think I hate you all. Wait, oh, there it is. Control panel. Got it. It's for this. Conveyor belt gives us coal. Box with coal. This way. There we go. Put it into here. Alright, we load the coal. Need the ignition device, which is the thing on the stairs. Cool, they're spinning. Oh wait, this one is right here. I'm gonna ban you all from my chat room. I swear to God. Don't tempt me. I will do it. Alright, that's all those discs. So we go up here, use the discs here. Alright, let's rotate them. We just need to form the star. Oh, right. I can rotate them as well. I forgot that part. That means you are probably here. No. Man, I forgot how to do this one already. There we go. I'm not acknowledging your puns anymore. We're ignoring them. Alright, this is where we learn about Santa's sister. Have you ever heard the story of the two Santa Clauses? It goes that one long time ago there were two Santas. One of them wore white and the other wore black. The white Santa gave presents to good kids. And the black Santa played tricks on bad kids. Is this the Krampus story? Are we talking about Krampus? It went on like that for a while, but eventually the black Santa's tricks started to get worse and worse. Pretty soon the white Santa couldn't stand it anymore. He stabbed the black Santa to death. I've never heard this story! When he stabbed the other Santa, the white Santa got blood all over his clothes. And that's why these days his clothes are red. You could say the red is all that's left of the black Santa. Junpei was silent. He could think of nothing to say. June was staring at Santa, sadness plain on her face. I hate you all. He continued. I wonder which Santa I am. The white Santa or the black Santa? Alright, let's go. Huh. Interesting. Alright, this room, the warehouse, where we find the gun. Alright. Alright, here's our first card. Second card. We find out the fence is electric, so the last fucking thing we want to do is... Oh no! This is the one with the block puzzle! Oops, no. I want to back up. Oops, no, let me go! Damn it, I keep pressing the wrong button. I keep expecting to skip past dialogue and it doesn't let me make the movements I want. Shit, this part. Another one. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So I need 2 more. And they're right here. Alright, this is when we go tell Ace, I'll leave the rest to you. Quickly turn and walk away. Strange, Junpei thought. Oh well, whatever. Doing his best to clear his mind for the task at hand, he turned back toward the boxes. It was time to solve the puzzle of the 9 boxes. 9 cards with pictures and 9... Wait! June was supposed to get sick, and Ace was supposed to be told to handle it and then we'd leave. Are we not going to find out he has prosopagnosia? We never heard about prosopagnosia in this route! Oh, so there's no reason for us to think he has it, so we can't determine he's the killer! Oh no! So we're not gonna figure out Ace is the killer! Oh, that's awful! Or is it? If we don't confront him, will he pull the same trick as before, or will he let us go through the number 9 door normally? The only reason why he pushed it last time is because we revealed he was the killer. Not solving that mystery actually serves us better, because we don't push him into a corner. I wonder. Alright, this was get the right digital roots or something. I don't remember how I did this. Alright, so I need digital root of 2, which means making 13. I need digital root of 8, which means making... Actually, I could just make 8. Alright, digital root of 5, which means making a 16. Digital root of 7, which means making an 18. Oopsies. Something goofed. Digital root of 9. No, that doesn't make 9. No, that doesn't either. Hold on. I'm goofing up. There we go. That makes digital root of 9. And to make a digital root of 5, I need 16. Okay, so... 8, 2, 6. What am I messing up? Am I messing... Okay, digital root of 5 is to make 16. Digital root of 1 is to make 10. Okay. Digital root of 5 is to make 16. That keeps not happening. Digital root of 2 is to make 13. What? Yeah, I know. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital root. That's what I'm doing. But something keeps breaking. I don't understand. Ugh. Okay, adding 9 to any number. 4. Add 9. I need a 6 and a 3. Okay, next I'm going to do 5. Adding 9 to that is 7 and a 2. Okay. 2, and you're gonna be a 7. So to add a 9 to that is 5 and a 4. And you're an 8 and a 1. There we go. Am I just doing the math? You're right, I keep doing the math wrong. I'm bad at digital roots. I'm really bad at digital roots. Alright. Alright, F is 15, right? 9... I think it's 15. So I'm supposed to make the 15 everywhere again. Man, this one was super easy for me before, wasn't it? I don't know if she was here 9 years ago, though. We know Snake was. But maybe she just knows because Snake told her. I think that's all. I think it was just Snake told her. Also makes 15. Good. 7 and 3. There we go. Oh, wait. 11. Yeah, that doesn't work. I need 3 here. 7 here. 9. There we go. I don't think Clover ever said she was there. I think she said an experiment happened. Alright, so here's where I do the thing. Alright, this one isn't too hard, because I do remember something about how to do this. No. Reset. No, reset. Okay. Reset. Damn it. Okay. Forgot exactly how I was supposed to go about this. Reset. Okay. Reset. There we go. With moves to spare. It's so amazing that I want to burn it with fire. Block puzzles are amazing. They're Sasquamard. They're his favorite. Yeah, I hate block puzzles so much. I hate them so much. The gun and the key. Alright, I think we're going to continue on to see what the ending is, and then we'll stop for the day, because I know I'm going over time just a tad. But I'm okay with that, because we're really close to an ending. Oh wait, don't we have to go through another door? Shit, I forgot. I think we still have to go through another door. No, never mind. There's number 9. Another number 9. I'm pretty sure one of the Layton games, it was a block pushing puzzle that I got stuck on for hours. I think we might still have to go through another door, maybe? And then here's the coffin. Clover's missing. Oh, right. This is when we discover her body. Wait, I can't skip anything. Junpei and June ran into the central hospital room and looked around. She's not here. No, she isn't. They searched a little bit longer, but with no luck. They couldn't find Clover. Finally, they gave up and left the central hospital room. Oh, no, Kirby. I've been stuck on block pushing puzzles in Layton since the beginning. Slowly they made their way back to the hallway. At last, they reached the stairs and Junpei spoke. Alright, I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you take the stairs up to B deck. Alright, that sounds good. But, what? Could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone? Huh? Oh, sure, right. I'll do that. There was a reason Junpei persisted in calling her June even though they were alone, although perhaps not the best reason. He was embarrassed to call her by the nickname he'd used when they were children. Canny. 9 years ago it came naturally, after all they were children, but now they were adults. It felt strange. Regardless of what he might hope for, to call a woman he wasn't dating by such a childish nickname felt odd to him. Of course, to call her Miss Kurashiki would be even more awkward, and simply Kurashiki would be a little brusque. And although he couldn't put his finger on it why, it felt somewhat forward to call her Akane, even though they hadn't seen one another for so long. In short, it was simply easier to call her June and leave it at that. Alright, I'm going then. Yeah, be careful, Canny. June, or perhaps more appropriately Canny, blushed and smiled. Every time we get near an ending, we start calling her Canny, and her name changes to that. And it's so bad, because it usually means she ends up dying or disappearing. You be careful too, Jumpy. Yeah, got it. Take care. Junpei looked after her for a moment, and then, as she ran up the stairs, then turned and took off toward the hallway. Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it, but to wait for a man to stand before her striking him down seems crueler than dealing the fatal blow when he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place. June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that he might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. Oops, wrong button. Don't go away. Go away. I don't care. Go. There we go. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp and her skin, smooth and pale as always, was covered in bright red blood. Junpei felt his chest constrict. He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. Felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk towards Lotus slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Funny you should mention that, Kirby. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck. There was no pulse, no rise and fall of breathing. She was slightly warm. Something somewhere in Junpei's shaken mind told him that it meant she had been killed recently. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind slowly returning, she had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest. Blood still oozed from it, although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife, then? Perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. Took a little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove bracelets. There are 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. Only Ace has a knife? Potentially. In other words, once a bracelet's taken outside the confines of the ship or you die, yada yada. Was that really what the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they could have number 8 bracelet? If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining bracelet number 8. Who is that? Who would benefit the most from number 8 bracelet? The thought only had just entered Junpei's mind when he'd heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. Sorry about the scratches. Give me a second. Yes, hi. Go on. Go to your normal place. Are you okay? Okay? There. Good job. Thank you, cat. You're the best. Should have muted the mic. Sorry, folks. The scratches were the cat scratching the door. He then entered the room and immediately tried to jump on top of my desk where he has been staying for the past few days. In doing so, he didn't quite make the jump, fell off, knocked over everything on my desk, and then had to try again. So, sorry. I didn't fall over, the cat did. I caught him when he fell, by the way, so he's fine. He's just looking at me because he thinks I'm talking about him, which he's right. You dork. You clumsy dork. Anyway, let's go back. Wow, safe first? Yeah, what's wrong with safe first? It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain, there was heat. Extreme heat as well. Hey, Luniar! Good to see you, man. It's just too bad you're right at the ending of, well, one of the endings. But yes, I will blame the cat. It wasn't merely pain, there was heat. Extreme heat as well. He felt as though molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he'd most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. You don't know Eluniar, do you, Kirby? Eluniar is actually a raider with me in World of Warcraft. He's in my guild. So, that's why he's calling me Trilo, because that's a shortened version of my character's name in WoW. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself deeper, twisting viciously. Ugh! He collapsed to the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and leg now lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Oh, right. Sorry, Kirby. I'm not used to people doing that. That polite in chat, let's just say. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. As he lay on the floor, his life ebbing away, Junpei finally saw his attacker. Two tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. Felt no emotions. Not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body has reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Nice, my viewers being polite. Let me explain. I meant I'm not used to people on Twitch generally being polite. Then without a word, climbed in the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept in the edge of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon, it swallowed up the last of the remaining of Junpei's mind as consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into zero. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. Another bad end, and thank you, Eluniar, for that wonderful. What is the word I was looking for? I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh well, we're moving on. I just got another bad end. Now, apparently Junpei saw his killer, but didn't tell us who it was. But I'm pretty sure it was Ace. It's the one that makes the most sense, honestly. So it looks like we've got another ending under our belt. Hi, Death Lotus. Lotus just died again. Okay, that would be the knife ending, apparently, that the person earlier mentioned. Okay, so obviously this is the end of my normal day. This is the end of my stream. However, I don't want to force Mr. Jazbo or Yoshkev or anyone else who knows this game who's going to do the thing that tells me where to get what endings. I don't want to force them to be here super early tomorrow in case they can't, you know? So, Yoshkev or Mr. Jazbo or someone, can one of you guys tell me what route I should take for rooms next time? I was thinking of doing 471 because that seems significant, but if there's a different route that you guys want me to take first, because I think that might be the true ending route. If there's a different route you want me to take first, let me know. Is this a VN or RPG Maker? This is a visual novel from the DS, Lou. It's called 999, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. We're doing multiple endings right now, so we're skipping most of the dialogue, but yeah. So 471, should I do that next, Yoshkev, or should I not do that next? I know what the true ending is, but I want to see all the endings. So, if that's the true ending, I'm sorry, I'm trying to skip the thing so it doesn't, I need to give my voice the. Hold on. Okay, you want me to do 471 next? Gotcha. Then I will mark that. And Thursday, we're going to do 471. That said, that's the end of today's stream. So, thank you very much for everybody who watched, because I need to get my voice mute self. My dad was coming in to bring me popcorn. So, with that, I am done for the day. So, thank you very much for watching. My name is Lamar Haven. I stream Monday through Friday starting at 10 a.m. PST, that is 1 p.m. Eastern. That Tuesday, Thursday, so I stream what you've seen here. 999. 9 persons, 9 hours, 9 doors. I think next stream we might get the true ending. Next stream might be it, because we got like 2 endings today. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I stream Wild Arms 4, Blind, as chosen by you, the viewers. That is also going very well. I'm enjoying myself, even though the game is a little bit on the bad side when it comes to, performance, because of emulation. These things happen. But 999 gets cross-posted to my YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you can either follow the link on screen or the link below the stream to get my YouTube channel. On YouTube, I have 2 YouTube-specific series. They are Resident Evil 4 and The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. We're in the extra section of Resident Evil 4, going through separate ways. Ada Wong's campaign. Find out exactly what she was doing during the main story. However, in the meantime, I am done for the day. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. No, that's an entirely different streamer, Yoshkiv. And it's You Pick Games. He's completely different.